Namaste children, I Suman Katare is back again here with another science practical. So today's practical is to study how heat transfer takes place in liquids. As we have learned in chapter heat and temperature, there are three modes of transfer of heat. First is conduction, convection and radiation. So conduction takes place usually in solids where the particles are fixed at its one place and due to vibration the heat transfer takes place. The another type is convection, which occurs in the fluids, that is liquids and the gases, where there is actual movement of the particles. So today we are going to observe how does the actual movement of particles takes place. The another one is the last type of the mode of transfer is radiation, which occurs without any medium or the substance. For example, the radiations of the sun rays which comes to earth is the example of radiation of heat transfer. So let's start with the practical. So materials required are the glass beaker. So glass beaker is taken here. It's almost half liter glass beaker. Potassium permanganate crystals. These are the potassium permanganate crystals which are also used for purifying the water. Then Bunsen burner, the Bunsen burner which is on here. The second pair of tongs and water. So I have filled the beaker half filled with the water. As you can see here, I have half filled it. Now in this I am going to drop very few crystals of potassium permanganate, and that too very gently into the water. So that, and after that I am going to wait till it settles down. So let's try it. So I am adding. So you will see the potassium crystals. I have added potassium permanganate crystals to the water. So I will be waiting for it till it settles down. So when it is added, you can see here the lower portion of the water is colored. Means the molecules which are present at the lower portion are colored. Now let's keep this water over the flame and observe. Let us what happens. Let us observe it. So for this we have to use wire gauze. So when the water is heated, you will see that the particles, color particles are moving up. So we give time, bit time, and the particles have started moving up. You can see this color particles. So when we drop the potassium permanganate, it settles down and the lower portion was only color. But now slowly you can see that the potassium permanganate is moving up, means the molecules which were down, which after becoming hot, they have become less dense and they have started moving up. And the molecules which were at the top, they were cold, they were heavier, they have started coming down, which is responsible for formation of the convection current. Once again I will repeat it. The molecules which were down, they became hot and they become less dense, so they started moving up. As they move up, the place which is left vacant down is occupied by the cold water, which is quite heavier than the hot water, and there is a formation of the convection current. So you can see the water is the potassium permanganate is moving upward, and you will see this is nothing but the convection current which is responsible for heat transfer in all the liquids. So I hope you might have understood this activity. So I end my activity here. So let's conclude it. So when the water is heated, it becomes hot, less dense and rises up. since it becomes lighter, and the water which is up at the top, it is heavy as it is cold, it comes down to occupy place of the hot. So this creates a cycle inside the liquid called as convection current. So that's all. Have a nice day. Thank you. Enjoy the activity. Thank you very much.
Applications of convection currents in our everyday life. There are many examples where convection plays an important role. Knowingly, unknowingly, we are unable to understand it, but the convection is very much important in formation of weather too. So one more example, the air conditioners are always placed at the top of the wall. The reason for this is an air conditioner gives out cold air. So as cold air is heavier, it falls down, and this pushes the warm air up, which is responsible for formation of convection current. The warm air moves up and it becomes cool due to the air conditioners, and again it starts coming down. So you can see in the picture how it is forming a convection current which keeps the whole room completely cool. Another example is why is the convection important in the fridges. So fridge always we have seen the compartment of the ice, where ice compartment is there, or it's called as a freezer, is always placed at the top. The reason for this is also the proper formation of the proper convection current. The freezer compartment is at the top of the fridge because cool air, whatever is released, it always sinks down. The freezer cools the air at the top, and this cool air cools the food on the way down. It is warmer at the bottom of the fridge. So warmer air is at the bottom. The warmer air rises up, and this is responsible for formation of the convection current inside the fridge, which helps keep the whole fridge cool. Now, one more example of the convection is hot air balloon. A hot air balloon consists of a heater inside. The balloon hits the air, and so the air moves upward. This causes the balloon to rise because the hot air gets trapped inside. And as we have studied that hot air is lighter, and it is lighter, so it rises up. When the pilot wants to descend or when he wants to come down, he releases some of the hot air, and due to this the cool air which is outside will rush to occupy its place, causing the balloon to lower. So this principle is used in the balloon. So convection is applied in our everyday life, as we have seen some examples like in fridge, also in our house, and also in the hot air balloon. So I thank you, all of you. Thank you. Have a nice day.